But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Hey guys, it's Torrie, the founder of the Mighty Names, and I'm here for another roll call interview series where I'm joined today by the amazing Kayla. Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. So excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. So before I get your stats and all of that, let me just say happy belated anniversary. Didn't you just have a wedding anniversary come up?
I did. Yep. 3 years.
How long?
3 years.
Ooh, bless your soul. Well, congratulations on that. So let's get the rundown. Let's get your name, gym, belt, how long you've been training, that whole thing.
Awesome. Well, I am Kayla Greer. I am a blue belt, and I am part of Progressive Martial Arts in Grand Forks, North Dakota. And I have been doing jiu-jitsu coming up 5 years.
What? Okay, now. Does it feel like 5 years?
Yes and no, really. Sometimes there was like a year in there that it was just like a blur.
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, I've been doing this forever, but not really.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 6 years for me. And it's hard to think of a life before jiu-jitsu. And then when I do, like, I think like, oh, wow, I didn't do this. I didn't do this in my teens. It's so like not even in my head anymore. It's like I've always done jujitsu. So I always ask, how did you get into jujitsu? Because the answers have been awesome so far. But what, like, you're just one day you're like, tra la la, oh, jujitsu. Like, what started that whole connection?
Honestly, it's kind of a funny story.
Shoot, I'm ready for it.
Well, so obviously, I reached out to a gym because I was like, okay, I need to get a handle on my weight loss, my food. You know, it's always been a huge passion of mine. I've always struggled with eating. I've struggled with food. I've struggled with exercise, you know.
Yeah.
So I reached out to a gym. I started working with a trainer from Australia. And she was like, hey, you know, you should really try boxing. I bet you would love it. And I was like, yeah, okay, like, let's do it. So I worked with her for a while, and she ended up having to go back to Australia. Yeah. And so another trainer came in from the gym that I'm currently with now. And he was way more into the MMA, the grappling. And I was like, I have no passion to become a fighter. Like, I don't want to do any of that. And it just slowly crept into my life. And he's like, come to my gym. It was like this, like, come to the dark side kind of thing. And so I started doing like more traditional striking, Muay Thai, kickboxing at the gym that I'm at now. And then everyone was like, oh, you got to come do jiu-jitsu. Like, come on. And I thought to myself, right. And I was like, I'm not going to be rolling around with sweaty men. No thanks. Like, ugh. And I watched my first class, and I was like, oh, piece of cake. I had brothers growing up, and the younger one was in wrestling. And in elementary school, I was like a middle schooler or something, and I was like, I'm going to go after the biggest guy, and I'm going to wrestle him. And the wrestling coach was like, I need you on my team. And so, backtrack. But anyways, after my first class, I was hooked. It was the most empowering thing that I probably have ever done. And I was like, I'll get used to the sweaty, smelly guys. It'll be fine. And I haven't looked back since.
That's awesome. I will say you never get used to the sweat and the smelly guys. You just momentarily forget until something shakes you and remembers like, oh God.
Or a drip in your eye or in your mouth.
Yep. But I've been ragging on smelly, sweaty guys for a long time. I just want to say this. There are plenty of sweaty women out there that I find equally as disgusting. Just
sure.
Sure. Yeah. And you know what? To be honest, the women are almost worse because at least the guys are like, oh, my bad, they'll swipe it off. The women just like and keep it rolling. Like, how dare you be offended by my feminine sweat? It's like, calm it down. Exactly.
Well, so burns because they wear lotion and perfume. It's like,
yes. that rubs off on you. Like, you start with a girl, you're like, ooh, you smell so nice, and they're like, no, too much. It's all on me. Yeah, I've had that like scent suffocation.
Especially with no-gi, it's like,
oh, like you're way too moisturized. I need you to come in here bone dry and ashy, please. Thank you. So like I've seen this a couple ladies, they've started with like a striking and they moved to jiu-jitsu. You know what? Those striking classes, they just get people in so easy. I personally hate the striking portion of it. It is exhausting. Like, it's a great workout, but oh my God, it's exhausting. So how long did you do the striking before you switched over to like jiu-jitsu? Like a couple weeks, and then they just like, just come on over?
a year.
Oh, okay. You held out strong, like longer than most.
Well, I mean, 6 months at the current gym that I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
For about 6 months, then they like reeled me in and was like, come on.
Yeah.
And I did no-gi for the
Mm-hmm.
longest time, and then they really reeled me in to the dark side, and I got a gi. And it's funny because I thought I was going to be a striker, no-gi girl for life, and gi is my jam. Gi is my jam.
Isn't it? It's really it's really frustrating because when I started, I loved no-gi. I was like, whoosh, whoosh, I'm slick, I'm smooth, I'm fast. You can't get me, you can't grab me. I'm so mad because like gi is just so much easier. It's a little bit slower. You get better grips. I've literally slid off of people in no-gi, and it used to be fun. Now I'm just like, oh my God, please stay still. So like, and I hate gi so much. They're so hot and terrible, but I need them.
Mm-hmm. I have a love-hate relationship with gis. Like, gis, well, don't get me started on how they make gis, because I think every Mighty Dame woman or every woman who does jiu-jitsu has issues with gis.
Oh my God. That's a whole other discussion for a whole other day, for a whole other podcast. It's as much as we try and as much inclusivity as we have, there's just not like a lot of great gis for bigger and smaller women. Like, and I get logically, I can understand it because most people fit into that middle ground, but when you're sitting on the outliers of either side, it sucks gi shopping. And like, when you do find one, you buy all of them in that size and pray your weight does not go up, because I haven't put a gi on since quarantine, and
Same.
I'm a little afraid of what's gonna happen.
I'm terrified. I'm like looking at my gi and I'm like,
you know, like sometimes you look at something and you're like, oh, I clearly can fit. Like, that's how I'm with shirts. I'm like, I pick up a shirt, like, this is gonna be baggy, and you put it on, you're like, oh, okay. That's how I feel with my gi top. My gi top. I pick it up, I'm like, clearly this is going to close easily. I'm like, clearly this belt is going to wrap all the way around twice. I'm like, oh, we're getting kind of close to the ends here. Like, okay, we'll see how this works.
I hear you. I'm right there with you. I'm like, I don't even want to look at my gi. I'm like, am I going to have to rip this thing apart again and add more? Because that's the only...
This is the quarantine's way of bringing us back to no-gi. They're just letting you know, like, hey, you can be yourself with us. We stretch to fit you. Leave those gis behind.
You don't need that.
Yeah, like, because we needed so much motivation. So one of the things you have on, I've been looking at, you have a page. Is it a page or a group called the emBody?
It is a group.
Yay. So I've looked on there, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing on the group and what it's for.
Awesome. So I started emBody by Kayla as kind of a way for me to be more open to share my truth, as far as like my struggle with mental health, weight loss, food and nutrition, my spirituality, just like everything. It's just like a kind of a safe place that I developed that I could share with people and not feel all of that judgment, because obviously like certain things I'm not going to share on my public Facebook for all of family and friends and high school friends and people to see, because it's like, that's a little too vulnerable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to like build a safe place for any woman to come in and share their truth, and that I would be sharing my truth along with it, just kind of like an open space for motivation and accountability. So it's kind of like an all-encompassing safe space.
I love that. I think that's I think the word safe space has gotten a really bad rap in the last couple years because people, oh, you need a safe space. Like, yeah, everyone needs a safe space. And it's nice that it's gone beyond just a physical space where it can be on an online community. Because that's basically what the Mighty Dames does too, is we're just a space for, we do a lot more bitching, but like we have, it's good parts too, but it is a space where you can feel comfortable asking questions and stuff for other people. So I really, really love that you've made that a space where you can talk about mental health, anxiety, self-esteem, your weight loss journey and all of that. And again, like I'm a recent person there, and I will definitely post some stuff on there sharing my journey. I think that it's really important that we make it I want to say a priority, because not everyone is comfortable sharing their story. But for those of us who are open to it, I think it's very important to share your story, whatever it is, because you never know who can draw motivation or who you're speaking to. Like you talking about how you struggle with, weight loss, gaining, losing. That's someone else who can come in and talk to you about that as well. I am a yo-yoer, like, since, I want to say since birth, but like since high school. I'm talking up, 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds multiple times in my life. And just didn't talk about it. It just, when I was small, it was seen as me being in shape. And when I was big, it was me being out of it. When I think about it now, it couldn't be further from the truth, because when I was my smallest, I was probably at my most unhealthy because of the things I was doing to get to that side. See, I see you nodding your head, so you're agreeing with me too?
Been there.
So, when I was looking at your post, one of them, you were talking about self-esteem and anxiety, and I always like to get people's perception of this. Did jiu-jitsu help in your anxiety, in your self-esteem? And I know those two can be two different things. And if it didn't, did you see it as that it hurt in some ways?
Yeah. So this is I get this question a lot, and I'm always very apprehensive to answer it honestly, because the last thing I want to do is scare anybody away from jiu-jitsu, because honestly, changed my life. Jiu-jitsu changed my life. Mm-hmm. But there was a point in time where jiu-jitsu was the cause of all of my anxiety, all of my self-worth issues, all of my body issues. Like, it was everything. I couldn't even walk down the stairs to our gym without losing my mind. Just like my brain would just cycle all of these really negative thoughts, because I associated my self-worth with my performance in jiu-jitsu, which is like something you should never do. You should never do. And it's the same thing with weight loss. You can't be like, oh, if I'm super great at jiu-jitsu, I'm going to lose weight. Girl, no. No. You can be amazing at any size. And if you're not doing the right things, eating the right things, it's never going to even out. And that was something that I did when jiu-jitsu was the huge cause of my anxieties, because I was putting all of these unrealistic expectations on myself. And I was putting these expectations on myself like someone else was doing it. So I was like, well, my coach wants me to be like this, and my husband wants me to be like this, and they're expecting me to do all of these things. And so you can like already tell like I'm starting to spiral with it. And so that's what happened. But when I was able to pinpoint what was causing my anxiety and detach myself from those things, it made my jiu-jitsu so much better. And in all honesty, like, I went through a period of probably 2.5 years where I loathed going to jiu-jitsu. And I would say like this last year, I'm laughing again. I'm having fun. I'm like being that girl that's getting in trouble because she's giggling too much. And it has been like the most amazing high to have again, because like it's journeys with your own jiu-jitsu, where it's like, I'm not getting any better. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And like, you know, all those self-hate talk in, and it's really hard to disassociate the two things because you have to. You can't put your value and your worth into your performance of jiu-jitsu because jiu-jitsu is not a instant gratification sport. So once I was able to detach those things, it made my anxiety much less. It made wanting to go to class so much more enjoyable and being around my partners. And I didn't have to worry about rolling with that person or rolling with that person because I'd be like, hey, let's go. Whereas before, because I was associating the two things together, I would be like afraid to roll with certain people and I wouldn't drill with certain people. So yeah, I just had to learn how to disconnect the two. And once I was able to do that, it made my anxiety and my stress much less.
Thank you for your honesty. You know, I do think that sometimes I will say this lovingly, but we all drink from the picture of jiu-jitsu is the best Kool-Aid, that we forget that just like every other sport, we can, like most other things, we can get these negative attachments with this thing that we love to do. So for me, and what you're saying is you often, that little hesitation when I ask, has it been good or bad for you? I get that all the time, because the truth is it can be such a powerful changing force for good, but it can also be like this mirror of delusion, you know, where it's reflecting back what you think it is. So it can be all of these negative things and you're thinking like, oh my God, I just lost to a white belt on this round. And like, what the heck's going on? Doesn't matter if this white belt is like 26 years old, ripped up, jack. It doesn't matter. In your mind, you're relating it to that. And I think another good point you mentioned was expectations and what we place on what we're doing in jiu-jitsu. I am a very, very, very big proponent of setting realistic expectations and goals for yourself. It's great to dream big. I always say it's great to do that, but you should do logical steps to that big goal. I think oftentimes we get on the mat, we automatically assume we're about to run this shit. Like we're about to shut it down for the moment we get on the mat. I'm about to bust these warm-ups out. I'm not even gonna break a sweat. But reality is by the time we're doing back rolls, I'm over there like you're dying. So it's we're actually gonna do a whole other thing about this, but it's practicing self-compassion goes a very, very long way. Like all the things that we say to ourselves and the pressure that we put on ourselves, we would never put on another person.
Ever.
Because we know how insane it sounds. Like we are fully aware, like, girl, I got issues on issues. I could tell you about that. But there's like, we put these expectations on us and when we don't meet them, even though we know it is impossible for us to reach them within the time limit that we're setting for ourselves, we get disappointed, we get depressed, and we're like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Maybe I need to practice harder. And that's when you get injuries. And then you're just like, oh, just forget it all. But it is a smart thing to disconnect the two, that you can enjoy jiu-jitsu and I'll say, like, you can kind of suck at it at times and it can still be an enjoyable activity, you know, or, you know, you can go to a competition and you can lose and it still be a fun and beneficial day. I think a lot of times we get so locked into this win-lose kind of situation that it hinders our development and our journey, and it makes it a lot more unenjoyable. That's when you see like little kids in certain sports and they like, you can tell they're out of it, but their parents are like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. I try not to do that with yourself with jiu-jitsu. Like, you're cheering for something that, do you even really want right now? Or is it really possible? Like, just ease back a little bit, you know? But
yeah, for sure.
So you've been doing you've been on like this weight loss journey or this health journey for a long time. Did you hit a point where you feel like it's different than the other times that you've gone on like a weight loss thing? So for me, from I want to say like my junior year of high school to me graduating from my master's program, I would get inspired and then I lose it. And I get inspired and I lose a lot of weight and then I lose it. So, but like this time that I'm doing it, it feels a lot different. Do you have like does this feel different for you than your other times you've tried to, get healthier?
Yeah, it really has. And it's funny because I'm just at the tip of the iceberg on this, and I don't want to call it a new journey because it's not really that. I would say like I'm a lot more educated with what I'm doing. I'm really digging. It's funny because like weight loss, I mean, everyone knows calories in, calories out. But the thing is like a lot of people don't realize that weight loss and food, relationships is all mental. It's all mental. And until you can dig down as to why you are the way that you are, why you associate food with the things that you associate it with. And I don't want to say like you're never going to be successful because that's not necessarily true. But in order to have long-term success, you have to be able to like pinpoint those things in your mind. And I went through a phase shortly before I met my husband where I lost 80 pounds. I was, looking great, feeling great, but what I was doing to achieve that was not sustainable.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was asinine. I was working out 2 hours in the morning to 2 to 4 hours at night. And I was, eliminating certain food groups and stuff like that. So I feel so much different about this part of my life now because I'm digging deeper into the mental part of it. And I'm educating myself as far as, food versus fuel. You hear it all the time.
Yeah, food is fuel. You don't need. No.
But it's true, But the biggest thing is, my entire life, I was always taught good food, bad food, you know? And that is something that I'm currently working on as far as it's not a bad food. It's just a food that's not going to fuel me as accurately as I need it to, which has been like the biggest thing in the last few years, especially with jiu-jitsu. I struggled for a really long time. I saw multiple dietitians, personal trainers, stuff like that. And I live in the Midwest and I live in, it's not a small city, but it's a smaller city.
Gotcha.
And so I really needed to find someone to help me as far as like on an athletic level.
Yeah.
And I'm silly talking about it that way because it's like I'm overweight, but I train every single day.
Still an athlete.
And that's something I struggle with even today. So it took me a while to find the right person to help me realize I am an athlete, but to learn how to fuel my body the right way, because though I might be overweight, I'm carrying a lot of muscle and that muscle needs adequate fuel. So sorry for the long rant.
No, we stand for long rants here. Continue.
So yes, I do feel like this is different because I feel like the things that I'm learning are going to catapult me long term, because I can look at something at the grocery store and go, okay, is this a protein source, carb source, fat source? And I can immediately go, okay, it's this or that. And then figure out, okay, how bad do I want it? I want it pretty bad. So I'm going to put it in my day and I'm going to work around everything else. And that's the thing. It's not about cutting out what's good or bad. It's about hitting the certain goals that I have while still maintaining sanity.
Gotcha. No, so, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I know I like that similar to like, we say that self-love, self-care is more than just, how you look physically. It's a lot to do with how you look mentally. I was at my smallest and I did not like myself, like at all. And when I rebounded to a bigger size later on, I realized I was happier with myself. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be, we're not all just big and jolly all the time. Of course not. But there is I think there is a path that we go down that can make the overall experience more joyful or not. Like you mentioned, just like over exercising, limiting your food. I over exercised to like a dangerous amount. I was going on like liquid diets for weeks on end. Because, you know, I was looking at all this proper education is so important, especially for young women, because we see these different, oh, do this 10-day juice cleanse or do this, and you see these results. And I know that like logically we know that this isn't right, but we have this hope that like maybe if I try this one, it'll work. And you get these results, even though they're, you know, let's be honest, they're not permanent results. They're temporary, but we see them, we're like, oh, we'll just keep doing it over and over and over again. And then we get this negative association, like, well, I'm not eating and I'm losing weight, so clearly food is bad. And that's not a physical thing. That is a mental thing that we get stuck into our head. And again, like I still struggle with like, I want to eat a certain thing. It's like, oh, I know I shouldn't eat it. And then, but I'm at a point now, like, you know what, we're going to eat this. But if we eat this, we're going to have to go for an additional half a mile walk today. It's like, do you want to do that extra for this one thing? I was like, and like 9 times out of 10, I was like, yeah, we're going walking today. And I'm going to go ahead and eat this thing. But I do think there is a very, very important relationship that people have with food and our self-worth and our self-esteem, and learning more about, you know, what our food is made of. How much of it do we really need? Because, you know, you always see on the back of food, like, oh, 200,000, 2,000 calories. Like, is that for everyone? Is that for like a small person? Like, I don't know. No one's told me. But if if you're going by that, who knows what you're going to look like or how it's going to affect you. So I think that's I'm glad you mentioned going to dietitians and trying to do it that way, and then self-educating, because either one of those I think is the best way to go about it. Look up some actual credible sources for food. Don't go on, you know, what I'm thinking, random IG content creator, you know, W telling you, hey, go on this 4-day kiwi cleanse and lose 20 pounds. Like, you're not, I'm looking at all of you, you're not going to lose 20 pounds in 2 days healthily. It's not going to happen. But I'm glad that you're someone who is self-educating and learning more about that relationship with food. I think we all can benefit from just getting more information about what we're eating, whether we're, you know, eating too much or eating not enough, or we're eating the wrong things.
I'm sorry. Can you hear the lawnmower?
Oh, no.
Okay, good. 'Cause it's oh, man.
No, you're fine.
Please continue.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying about that. So, so we just found out that I guess, what is it? The rest of IBJJF season is basically done. There's no more competitions for the year, which is a bummer. So do you see yourself competing this year? Are you training yet? What's your whole COVID situation going down?
What's my situation?
Yeah, what's the sitch?
It's kind of funny. So, I don't know if you know, I'm married to my coach.
Yeah.
I actually struggle a lot training with my husband. So he and I haven't trained. We don't train together. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think we do because we have similar games, which is funny. But he and I haven't trained together because I'm still kind of like working through that. But we've talked about starting training together, because we can train together. We live together. So we've talked about training together. I haven't done any jiu-jitsu since COVID started. I mean, I work on some individual things, like the tough stuff, like technical get up. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that. It's like, you really expect me to swing my leg underneath me and stand up?
Yo, I do it, but there's a pause between, like, on both hands and I'm standing up, like, oof.
Yes.
Yeah, and you climb it up a little bit. Not like these little skinnies who just be out there, boom, boom, like.
It's so funny. I always called it, what did I call it? Something hop to surfboard is what I call it. Oh my God.
It's, what gets me is the ones who do the like the jumping forward rolls. Do you have like for no, like forward rolls, and for no reason you look down, there's like a 13-year-old just diving head first. Oh, boosh.
Do those. I do those.
Oh my God, how?
Oh yeah, I do those.
Oh God, no. I am the person who gets down on my knees. I post one hand, take the other hand, I dig under and I roll. I still roll weird. I am not a fan of putting all of this over my neck. That sounds terrible. Oh no. Oh God, you just no.
Oh yeah, but I did gymnastics when I was little. So like,
oh, so you were already crazy. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm like, but when I do it, it's like wham, and everyone's like, oh, whoa. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah,
so,
no, my older sister, she did gymnastics and cheerleading for years. And I remember going to a practice when, I was a band kid, so I didn't really care for athletics. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And, I don't know what I thought cheerleading, like club cheerleading was. Ooh, buddy, this was not what I was expecting. Like, they're throwing each other, they're flipping around, they're falling. And I'm just watching these girls fall. I'm like, boom. And this jump back. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, they're all crazy. Got you. Then that same gymnastics, we're just going to throw our bodies up in the air and hope for the best. Okay, cool. I know who I'm dealing with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. How about not?
No,
yeah, me. No.
Did you do any other sports before jiu-jitsu? Besides gymnastics, or did you do anything else?
Yeah, so I was in dance team, and I did for long time. Like, dance was my life. Okay. And I taught like little kids dance in college. And then when I graduated college, it was like dance was gone, because obviously I'm also overweight and chunky, and there was nothing welcoming for me to do that. I was like, I'm not going to be the girl who's busting a move on her Instagram. Like, I was too scared. Even to this day,
Girl, you should, oh my God, if you ever bust a move on Instagram, please let me know. I will bust one with you, and I can't dance. But like, if you need someone to look like, who will guaranteed look worse than you dancing, do your dance. I will do it too. We're going to make this happen. Continue.
I just started doing a little bit of the TikTok stuff, so
I think I'm officially too old because I can't with TikTok. I have one, but I have nothing on it. Like, every time I'm like, oh, I should. It's like, oh God, I really want to learn this whole other app. That I still don't use Twitter for that reason. Like, I don't feel like learning anything new.
No. Twitter is no. Like,
it's unnecessary, right?
Oh, it's glorified Facebook status updating.
Thank you. I don't get what the big deal is. Like, if you have Instagram and you have a Facebook, why do you need a Twitter?
Right. That's exactly how I think. I use Twitter for work conventions because that's what they use. And I'm like, okay, I'll get on my Twitter and tweet a little bit so I can win this. But other than that, I don't get it. Like, it must be like I'm showing my Midwest side. It must be a California thing because
hey, I don't get. I mean, I guess words are cool. You can talk and all, but like, you could just not. I don't know. Again, like, but no, TikTok. It's cool. Some people are really good at it. It is not for me. I can't compute.
I bet you could. I didn't think. I was like, oh my God, all these like cute little dance moves they're doing. And I'm like, it looks so fun. And then I just finally said, F it one day. I'm going to try.
Go for it.
And I was like, it's like stories for Instagram.
Yeah. But like even more enhanced. I'll look through it a little bit more intensely, but like, I make no promises. I make absolutely no promises. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get to the mighty minute real quick, because like I said, I will have questions. I will have comments. I'm trying to set my timer really quickly. If I can remember where I put. Do you have a bunch of folders on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have so many and I can't remember where I put anything. And oh, yes, right, because this is just with my clock. Boom. I swear I'm getting old. All right, so Time for the Mighty Minute. This is going to be 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Whoa, that sounds so weird. 60 seconds of rapid fire questions that have absolutely nothing to do with jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to push the clock after I ask the first question. We're going to try to get through all of these. Quickest answer, we will discuss after. You ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, who was your first celebrity crush?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
What's the first thing you grab in the morning?
My phone.
Rain or snow?
Rain.
What's your zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's your house in Hogwarts?
Gryffindor.
Chocolate or caramel?
Oh, caramel for sure.
Google or Bing?
Google.
Thank you. Favorite TV show?
Right now, Naruto.
Okay. Favorite time of day?
Afternoon.
Post-workout snack?
Chocolate milk.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Let's see. What type of milk do you use?
Like
Milk.
almond milk.
Okay. Ask for permission or beg for forgiveness?
Ask for permission.
Twizzlers or Red Vines?
Twizzlers.
Sour Patch Kids or Sweetest Fish?
Sweetest fish.
Time. We're gonna have a bonus question here. Dark milk or dark milk or white chocolate?
Well, white chocolate.
Answer the question.
White chocolate. White chocolate.
Okay, we're gonna get to the white chocolate last because I will have thoughts on that. But thank you for saying Twizzlers over Red Vines because Red Vines are disgusting. Yeah. They're like a weird texture.
Oh. That's like what your parents buy when they don't want to buy Twizzlers.
Right? Like when everyone was talking, they're like, oh, Red Vine or Twizzlers, I thought it was like a Coke or Pepsi thing where they're kind of similar, but like, yeah, there's a difference. No, they're completely different texturally. Red Vines are just trash, man. Just old.
They're like teeny and
yeah, just it's really weird. And I say Google or Bing because one of my friends was trying to convince me that Bing was a good search engine, and to which I said, what is Bing? We're Google or bust over here, y'all.
Well, I mean, I'm a graphic designer, so obviously analytics, Google Analytics, SEO, all of that stuff, like it's Google.
Yeah.
Google, like no one cares about getting to the first spot on Bing.
No. I mean, again, like is Bing really still a thing? Is it? Yeah. No. The last time I used a different search engine from Google is like back in the day when Ask Jeeves was around. Yeah, do you remember Jeeves? That was awesome. And then they changed it to just Ask, and then I was done. I was, no. If Jeeves isn't here, I got nothing for this. Okay, let's see here. So you're definitely a Gryffindor. I could see that in this us talking. Proud Ravenclaw. Okay, let's get to your abomination of a choice. Please explain to me how, which I am going to say from talking to you, you seem like a very, very educated, like intelligent, smart woman. Why would you say that you like white chocolate when dark chocolate and milk chocolate are an option? Like, who hurt you as a child that tricked you into this?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So to preface, I do thoroughly enjoy a good old milk chocolate.
Not the question, woman. That's not what we're discussing here. Don't like start this off to try to ease the blow. You chose white chocolate. Defend your answer.
You're right. Cookies and cream, Hershey's cookies and cream.
Oh my God, they're disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
They're actually, don't even, like, cookies and cream is a whole other discussion that I could have, which really goes back to my fundamental argument that Oreo is the most overrated cookie that there ever is. It's a twist off cookie. It's not great. We got these at like pre-K, like the generic kind. They just tried to shoes them up and call them Oreos. But no, white chocolate's trash. I mean, you're wrong. It's America. You can have your opinion, but like, cookies and cream? Really? Like a cookies and cream bar?
Yeah.
Like, think of it like this way. It's summer. You mistakenly leave your candy bar out in the car. Like, oh crap, let me go get my candy bar. It got a little melted. Do you know how disgusting a halfway melted cookies and cream bar taste?
Oh man.
It's disgusting. Like, if you get a halfway melted Snicker, you're like, oh, okay, this is a little weird. You can like, it's not bad, but you can do it because there's other stuff in there. Cookies and cream, it's like chunky white milk. It's disgusting. And it has this waxy flavor to it sometimes.
Okay, I will agree with that. I will agree with that.
Yet you still chose this over like the delectable dark chocolate and the milk chocolate too. I mean, I thought we could be friends, but like, this is like your one strike, and I don't know. Just like, be careful, because there's only so much heartbreak I can take.
And I was like, I can't deny the white chocolate.
Oh my God. Like, I know people are going to like get sick of me. I feel like this is going to be my thing. It's like, I hate white chocolate, but like, I logically like, I don't like caramel, and I will put caramel over white chocolate. There are like,
that's a big deal.
Yeah. Like,
you don't
caramel, like, it's okay. It can just be kind of a lot sometimes. That's like the reason I like dark chocolate over milk chocolate. It's not as sweet, and caramel is just like all sweet. But I would eat a gallon of warm caramel, before I had to eat one bar of that cookies and cream monstrosity. And I mean that hands down. It's trash. It's trash. It's trash.
Dang. Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
I feel very strongly about this.
Hey, everyone's thing. That's okay.
It's true. It's like, it's totally fine. Like, I can just be right and you can just totally be wrong with this, and you just enjoy your nasty candy bar. But you know, everything else was cool. All of your other answers were like, they were correct. You know, I have no objection to any of them besides our bonus question, which technically was an add-on. So I can't hold that against you. So we'll say, for, you know, the sake of our budding friendship, that we're good.
Well, I really appreciate that you are gonna, you know, just kind of put it to
I'm saying I'm really like pushing back my own morals to make this work. So you should just know it's genuine, because I've been told I am a stubborn woman. So
I'll remember not to tag you in any white chocolate.
Please don't. Oh God. And it's terrible because like that's one of my sister's, like, her favorite candy bar growing up was that white chocolate. That's okay. So I think we're basically done for today. So thank you for coming on and chatting with me today. I had a blast. It was nice we have some definite similarities in here. And I look forward to being more active in the emBody page and being able to share some of my journey. Thank you for like sharing yours as well. I know it's not easy to open up, but like I said, it warmed me because like I saw similarities in there. So I'm sure it hit someone else. So I think it's a really, really brave thing that you're doing. And I just say, please continue it. Keep it up.
Oh, you're gonna like make me cry. It means a lot to me to know that I'm hitting home with people. It just like, and I'm really glad that you enjoy the page that I built, because I mean, that's my fear. Obviously everyone has a fear of failure. And so I just want to connect with people. So it's like super awesome that.
Yeah. But you know what the important is? You didn't let that fear of failure stop you. Especially when you're putting it online, even though it's a private page, you're still inviting people in to learn about you in an intimate way that, you know, no one's in your head like you. No one knows all the things that you're really thinking. And to put yourself out there, even in a small bit, can be so terrifying.
Yeah.
And even the slightest, you know, click or something can just completely derail you. So don't even worry about that. Know that if you have 1,000 people who are downvoting your things or ignoring it, I will always be here cheering you on. I think it's fantastic what you're doing. And yeah, just don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because people like that. We like seeing the real thing behind us. The people who matter, the people who are going to get the most from it, might never comment, but just know that even if they're glancing by and they see that, you have the power to change people's lives.
Oh, sorry. And I have to, you have to learn to take it all in and just
it's it's weird. Sometimes you take on these roles and this responsibility for things that you never expected of yourself, and all of a sudden you have a voice and you have a platform. So however you use your voice and your platform, just know that you're using it in the correct way if you're being genuine to yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And I just kind of have to do a little shout out for you, because the Mighty Dames page changed my life. Along with jiu-jitsu, finding the Mighty Dames page, it was a huge monumental moment for me to find that page, because I was like, there's nobody else out there like me.
Oh.
All right.
That made me cry now.
But I mean it though. Like, I don't know if you know how many people that you are also positively affecting, because you really are. Like, there's so many women who can relate to that page, and I know that I'm not alone when I say that page that you built and that community you built is changing lives. It really is.
Oh God, you're gonna have me crying. I'm already like a bag of water. It doesn't take much.
Well, that's the point. Like, in all honesty, your community helped me decide to compete again. Like, I wasn't going to compete again until, see, look at me, I'm already tearing.
Yeah, you're getting me too.
But seriously though, like, finding your page and seeing that there were other women out there like me gave me the strength to do it again. And I found like amazing people because of your community, and I made great friendships with some people who I've never met, and they have encouraged me. And like, because of the Mighty Dames, I chose to get on the mat again and compete. Like, 100%.
Oh my God. See, like, you don't even understand, because that makes me so happy, because a lot of times I'm just doing this thing and I'm not sure if it's really, I might go a little bit of time without posting anything, and I feel really guilty, and then I try to do stuff. So just hearing that makes me want to keep doing it, because I could never make a dime out of this. But if it impacted one person, like you're saying how it impacted you, that makes, like, oh my God. I always say that if the Mighty Dames becomes my legacy in jiu-jitsu, that will be worth 1,000 titles of anything.
It is. Like, the Mighty Dames is becoming a more well-known name than you think. It really is.
Oh God.
Any woman part of that group is going to be repping that name. They are. And they already are. There are so many women who support you with t-shirts, stickers, patches. Like, I know dang well that the next time I'm competing, I'm getting a big ass Mighty Dames. The thing is like, I mean that wholeheartedly. Your group, your community helped me step on the mat to compete again, because I had a atrocious first experience competing. It was the worst thing that I had ever experienced. And it took me 2 years to step on the mat again. And because of your community and the support and the encouragement, like, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because other women are doing it. And the only way that I can help support other women like me is to step out of my fear and sign up for these tournaments. So thank you.
Oh my God. You are so welcome. And let me say, it's not my community, it's our community, because I created a space, but all of you have made the Dames what it is today. I could talk to myself till I'm blue in the face, but it's all these other women coming and interacting and having these conversations that, we might not feel comfortable with. So thank all of you for, like, helping to make the Mighty Dames what it is, honestly, because we see jiu-jitsu pages and groups come up every other day. And, we just celebrated 3 years. I don't know. I did not expect that. I am a notorious project starter and stopper. So yeah, so the fact that this thing is still going 3 years later, and the fact that we just keep growing, and we're getting more attention, we're getting more people coming in who aren't even like technically heavies. We got some smaller girls who are just coming in for the message of, you know, self-love and self-care and body positivity. So yay, that makes me happy. And that makes me really happy that we're continuing it, and we're actually going to be pushing to go beyond just jiu-jitsu too, into more health and lifestyle things. So I will definitely be reaching out to you more on that, because we're gonna have more people contribute to the Mighty Dang, so it's not just me going insane.
You need help, girl.
Yeah, a little bit of help. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be coming to you when we start doing our health panels and stuff like that. I think that would be fantastic. But oh my God, okay, before I start crying again, thank you again for coming on here. I'm just gonna like have like 1,000 cry faces when I post it, because I'm so putting this little clip. That honestly, interview over, like that just, you don't even understand. That just made my whole week. Like that's going to keep me smiling. When I get off with you, I'm gonna like call my sister, like, oh my God, I just cried on a Zoom interview with somebody about how this little thing like helped motivate them, helped change them. Like, oh my God, like you really don't understand like how much that makes me. It's like both of us are here.
Sorry, I'm like literally crying right now because
but no, that's really amazing. So oh God, before we keep getting this loop of compliments, okay, well, like I said, thank you again. I really enjoyed this, and I will definitely be in touch more soon. Yeah, have a nice day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to hear from you again.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.